they literally took me under their wing because they saw me there and they saw that I wanted to be quality over quantity. And honestly, they were like, dude, we're gonna go out eat, we're gonna go out to eat right here. I want you to be right there with us. I want you to go out and eat and take. So at those points we started just making every, those meetings of like, hey, where you at in Valley Auto Glass? Where you at in this? And they would just groom me out.
What is good, family? This is James, the Ghost Set Killer with Put 'em on a Glass podcast. We have a guest today that is a friend of mine, and today's guest is
Gio from Lampo, California, Valley Auto Glass.
Valley Auto Glass. Dude, you got a
Valley,
pretty
Valley.
crushing fucking Instagram, bro. Your
Hey, man.
Instagram is on fire.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We do our best definitely to put it out there, and we try to make sure that we put good content out there for people to see.
Yeah, the content is solid. So if you haven't checked it out yet, go check it out. What's that Instagram handle? Your
It is at
Facebook
Valley
handle?
Auto Glass. Valley Auto Glass. That's where we're at. You can look us up on Valley Auto Glass Lompoc. I know Valley is a very common name out there, so definitely Valley Auto Glass.
Like Valley Girl?
Yeah, like Valley Girl. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. Yeah, I definitely like the post you were putting up at Auto Glass Week. The Auto Glass Week posts were great. Thank you for
Yeah,
coming out to Auto Glass Week and just having a good time with all of us. And then also, thank you for doing the interview on the show prior to the competition, which was nice. That was cool. That was fun. What is one of your biggest memories from Auto Glass Week?
my biggest memories is that it finally took going about 4 years to actually go out there and participate fully in the whole Auto Glass Week, competing and everything. I give much respect to the people that have gone, several times already, and for me it was something that I always visioned, and that vision came true. Uh, I won or didn't, but it was an amazing experience always to talk to everyone out there that really competes and just get along with them, get pointers, and know that it's all a big family, man.
Mm. I can't stress that enough. Auto Glass Week and the auto glass industry together, especially the independents and some of the other players in the market, we all come together and then we are a big family for sure. Like information flows freely. People are helping each other when it comes to, hey, what are you doing here? Or are you slow here? How's this happening here? Oh, you're busy. What are you doing to be busy? What are your techniques are you using? What is why did you do that? And it's so much fun to actually just be. I don't have to compete anymore because I did compete the 4 times, and I don't have to compete anymore. So the last 2 years, it's been so much fun going and just being a part of the family and being a part of the crowd and watching you skilled technicians, because anybody that comes to this, whether you're doing calibration, CSR, repair, or the technician,
Yeah,
you are a skilled technician to
yeah,
be there, because it's not for the faint of heart. Like you said, it's not something that's easy to do. And I do enjoy watching the skill set, because every year that I've went, whether I've competed or not, but more so the years I haven't competed, I've picked up something from you guys. I've picked up something that I'm like, man, why didn't I think of that? Or, you know what, I'm going to try that. Or, whoa, that's awesome. Like so many little things like that. So, was there one of those moments for you this year that you were like,
most
yeah,
definitely. Yes. Yeah, most definitely, man. Just the way, you put out yourself out there to a customer. It was just something that I adapted that into our shop and everything. Some tools, of course, that I'm just like, man, that's pretty cool to use out there. And just seeing different techniques and of ways to like work. Not even, the technical part is very it's almost the last thing of it, but just the way that you compose yourself against the customers or situations that, you break through, those things just helped a lot, by me doing it there made it so much easier to do it in my shop and know that I'm like, if I did it there, man, like it gotta work here. Like,
Yeah, yeah, underneath of the microscope. I did it underneath the microscope. And
Yes.
so in my everyday world that I'm already doing it, I can actually do it to a little bit better ability now that I've been, judged, like really
Yeah,
judged, like
exactly.
yeah.
For me, it was like, honestly, it was more of like, man, they do too much. From the very first time that I went there, it was like, man, why are they doing so much? Why are they doing all this stuff? Like we as in the real world, we don't even do that stuff. uh, Turning the tables around, it was like, now I know why they do that stuff. Like, it definitely helps the
Yeah.
customer, the ability to like control your customer situation. It's like so much easier. The reviews come even better just because they like it. They like that we include them in these
Mm,
situations, and that I include them knowing that I'm gonna do my best to take care of their vehicle, and they're very comfortable with that. They love it. So,
yeah.
and for me, it was like, and from the beginning, seeing the very first ones, and seeing all you guys and being like, man, why are you guys taking so long talking to the customers? But now I know, like, that's one of part of my scriptures now. That I want to include the customer a lot more, not just like, no, we're just gonna do your car and that's it. I take it on steps now, and those steps that I've added made sure that my customers are way extremely happy from from the job perspective, from the business perspective. Everything just makes sense, and that's something that I definitely want to stand behind. Like, getting the customer involved more and allowing them to understand us what we do, and that is not something that is just like, oh yeah, you just go and slang glass and that's it. It's so much more to it when it comes to it, and they love it. They love it, and that's something that I definitely applied to my shop.
I can't thank you enough for saying exactly what you said. First of all, you bring so much positivity into the world. I love you just as a person, but I am so thankful you said what you just said there was especially when I came and competed in 19 the first time, I felt that I was doing above and beyond in my everyday because I was protecting vehicles. I was, I was covering vehicles. I
Yes.
was talking to the customers. I was doing all those things, but not to my full potential. Like I wasn't, you know what I mean? And I hear it, I hear the murmurs, I hear it like, why are they doing this? Or that's a waste of
Yeah.
time, or that,
Exactly.
why that doesn't make any sense, or why are they covering the vehicle, or why are they taking so long talking to the customer? And for
Hmm.
me, it's the personal interaction with another human being. Like I'm not
So, yeah.
super antisocial. So for me, it's that connection. And most customers, like I've said before, a vehicle is an investment now. It's almost on the same line as a house. So they have invested time, money, love into this vehicle, whether they treat it, whether they come out telling you, oh, I don't care about that. You know what? You care when that car payment's made. You care when you got to pay that goddamn car insurance. And you want to know that the person working on your vehicle is going that extra mile because it gives you that added benefit. And then if there happens to be that little incident, they are confident you're going to stand behind your work because they're going to take
That
that
right
long to
there.
take care of me now. If something happens, they're going to step up to the plate, and that means a lot. And you're going to get a lot of respect for that. So thank you for saying that, and thank you for just putting it so like it was very elegant. Like it was awesome. I was like, "That's
Yes.
what's up, man." He is spitting truth right there. The one thing I noticed from your videos, and the one thing I noticed with you competing, is your passion for this industry. What
Yes.
sparked that? Like seriously,
You know what?
how did you get started and what sparked it?
So I got started. My dad is first generation auto glass guy, but we're from we started in L.A., the Valley of L.A., in Los Angeles, and San Fernando Valley, and that's where the business name comes from, Valley Auto Glass. So I wanted to just put the Valley out there, because I grew up in it. I'm a street, I grew up in the streets out there, and I got influenced by different people all the time. So yeah, um Valley has a lot of things in my heart that I kind of want to go out there and help people out there and change. But my dad is a auto glass guy, and for me it was, yeah, I never wanted to do auto glass and this and that. because I did it with him as far as like 10 years old, like I was just helping him out and doing all this stuff. And I started basically doing every job, construction and, all these little things that I kind of went into, but didn't know that while I was doing it with my dad, I was actually learning the business as well, as far as how to make a business, the how to start a business. Um, and that was just in the back of my mind where it came to the point where I was kind of tired of just being out there, like like with owners and bosses of different styles, and knowing that I'm like, well, is this really what I want to be? Like, do I want to be that guy, in this construction
Hmm.
site or something? um at the end of the day, all that just came to my head, in my mind, and everything that I did basically ended up to the point of a breaking point of being like, you know what, this is what I need to do, like auto glass, But I did tell my dad, I'm like, because he did grow in a situation where, man, you do auto glass in LA, and it's just crazy, dude. It's crazy to think that people do auto glass out there, and they just do it so carelessly. Um, and I didn't know knowing my dad and everything, I knew he was, for me, he was always the best auto glass in the world, not,
Hmm.
and always the best because he always worked hard, always put out his heart out there to do glass. And he took me under his rope. As I grew up, we would go through, to junkyards, remove glass and this and that. Um, but the process to me was just like, hey, like, you just slang glass, not up till like we actually got into my the situation where I'm like, you know what, I want to do the glass myself, and I got to this little city called Lompoc, one day when, with my wife, now my wife, we were boyfriend girlfriend back then. But as I come here, we go into the situation where it's like, all right, let's start the glass guy, the glass. And we basically came in and started this glasses. I'm gonna name it Valley Auto Glass, knowing that what I've learned through with my dad and everything. It took me far. It took me to the start, but it didn't take me far at all. Like, I got, it will come to warranties and all this stuff where I was like, yeah, I guess that's part of the job, and it wasn't. It was one of those situations where, that was just killing me, man. Coming to this from LA, from a lot of people, millions of people just ignore those warranties. They're like, yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
no, go to the next shop, to fix the job or whatever. But coming to Lompoc, made it seem like Lompoc, it's a city of 40, 50,000 people. So you do something wrong, man, they're gonna be on you so hard.
Yep.
And that's where for me, it was like an eye opener where it was just like, let me see what I've learned through, let me go and work for someone right now. So I worked for this guy called Action Auto Glass. And he did glass, tint, and wrap jobs. And this guy just kind of showed me so much in a matter of months, man, where I was just like, wait, you do all this stuff for glass? And because I saw, like, first of all, I saw his band. He was Auto Glass Safety Council
Hmm.
certified, NGA certified, all this stuff that he had in his band, that I was just like, what? I've never seen these things, And
Hmm.
so no one in LA, man, obviously. And that was just, to me, was just like, what are these things? Like, patches and this and certifications. And when he was showing me, like, the way a bead gets thrown and the way that you remove, man, to tell you that when the moment that I saw him removing the cow, I was like, you remove cows? What the hell? That
Hey.
was like, for him, it was just like, you don't? Like, I was like, no one does, bro. Like, what are you talking about? But that was just my perspective on people. That's how low I was IQ on auto glass, where it basically, he was just like, bro, like, whatever, like, we're gonna erase everything and just we're gonna have a process with the situation. And for me, it was just like it kind of hurt a little bit because I was like, damn, that's everything my dad showed me, and
Mm-hmm.
everything that he would do the jobs like. And I was just like, man, like I guess he wasn't that in that level of experience. He would just kind of be more of a quantity and just get them done, get them done, get them done, and not in the quality side. At least at that moment, my perspective changed, and where that's when I was like, okay, I want to. If I ever become an auto glass, I want to be in the auto glass where the quality is just gonna be a top notch quality, and that's when I was working with him and kind of learn through some situations with him. But he was more the guy I worked for. He was just really like his rap business was just advancing so high, so high, so fast that he kind of like let go of a lot of little things where he was like, I'm not gonna do auto glass no more, dude. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh man, that sucks. And my mind, I was still a young kid, so my mind wasn't more like, hey, let me run this thing. It was a whole different situation because the way he ran it was like, insurances and this and he had it super legit where I was like, damn, this is very overwhelming almost to the
Yeah.
point where I'm like, I have to spend all this money because that's all I was seeing with him. Oh, why you spending money on that? Why you spending money on these things that they're just patches or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
not knowing really what once you go through those situations, you're gonna want to put it out there that hey, we are who we are because of this.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, he stopped that, and that's when I decided to do my, just the auto glass myself right there. But still didn't have like I still have some of the, did like some of the quality work, but still not that experience of like, all right, this is he still didn't tell me where he would get all this knowledge from.
Uh-huh.
Uh, so it was kind of like, he would just kind of put it on the back burner. And I was like, all right. And I still didn't know that, being in the little city, it was very personal that people really want equality. Here in the city, they, whatever business you're in, they want the best because one, they're going to come back to you and you're not that hard to find here. So and that from that point on, I was like, do I really want to put myself in that situation where I'm like, I don't even know these people, like, and they're gonna want to like just drill me. So I started, I'm like, I need to know the people in Lompoc. I need to know them first. So my perspective was like, hey, where can I meet all these people? How can I get personal level? And I had to kind of put the Valley Auto Glass in the back burner a little bit, and because I wasn't making enough money to provide for
Mm-hmm.
for the little my wife, my girl, and myself right there at that moment. So I decided to do the biggest company here is a dealership for Chevrolet.
Mm.
And so, you know what? I'm good at sales. I could talk to anyone. I could sell anything out there. So I got a job at sales, and I told my boss there, I'm like, hey, this is what I want to do. Like I want to start my business, but before that, I want to know the people of Lompoc, and I want to know everyone. I want to know the business owners, and that's what I told my boss. I'm like, I honestly don't care about selling, but I do want to care about meeting them. Like I want to
Mm-hmm.
know, or I want to know what this is all about. And obviously, the owner of Chevy was like, dude, that's the person that I want, dude. I want someone that doesn't care about the money as much, and it's not seeing people as money, but seeing them as who they are. As I was like telling him, I'm like, he was like, yeah, dude, I want you in my team. I'm like, well, I want to be in your team. And because of that, he would like, all his friends and all his, his acquaintances and people, his business partners, he would just be like, hey, meet Gio. Like, dude, like he's going to take care of you. And I would just kind of go along with that. I'm like, hell yeah, dude. Like, I'm going to take care of you, bro. Like, so I would become very friends with everyone out here. Eventually, 1 year became to two, then three, and then four, and then 5 years. That's when I was just like in the mode of like, man, am I really gonna like? Is this where I'm gonna be at? Like, this is gonna be. I'm just gonna be a salesman here. Like, I was able to like purchase a home. purchase, like have a good life,
Hmm.
make good money and all this stuff. And then my son was born. Um, at that moment, that's when everything changed. Everything changed. That whole perspective. I'm like, you know what? I need more time. And my son was born with a congenital heart defect at that moment, and it was just me and my girl. So we don't have any family members here, or no one here in the city. It's just me and her that were backing each other up. So my son was born with congenital heart defect, where he needed an open heart surgery in order for that to be fixed. I was just like, man, like like the doctor was just like, man, like, yeah, he's gonna need interventions throughout his whole life and this and that. And for me, it was like, man, like I know what it takes to provide for this family, but like if it takes me being away from my girl, me be away from the home 10, 15 hours a day, man. And for me, it was just like, I don't care about that. I want to be around my son, I want to be
Hmm.
around. And that's when the owner, there was an auto glass that was doing the jobs for us right there. And he was out in the back lot doing the job, and me and my boss were walking around the lot, and he was like, hey, look at that glass guy, and I was just like, yeah, 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 because I was telling him all my situation. And then he like, look at that glass guy. I'm like, yeah, man. He's like, that could be you, that could have been you. And I was like, yeah. He like, hey, so he gave me an ultimatum right there. He was like, hey, I know what's going on, da da da. He like, remember when you first talked to me the first time that, you wanted to meet people, you wanted to know everyone because of your business. You wanted to start a business over your auto glass. And I was like, yeah. He's like, so I'm gonna give you the ultimatum right now, man. He like, start your business. And I was just like, okay. He's like, so I want you to either start your business and you're gonna have us as an account that will be your first account, or he like, I want you to forget about your business and I want you just to be managing with us. Like, I want you to be our guy, and eventually, like, I want you to be part of my family, but that's it,
Yeah.
like we're gonna take care of you with insurance and everything, but like you cannot be in the two things, and like you need to understand that whatever you learn through that is for us now, not for your business.
Hmm.
But if you do your business, then just know we're gonna take care of you with that you're gonna have our account. And I was like, okay. I prayed about it, man. I wrote the boss a letter,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I wrote him a letter, and I'm like, hey, you know what? Here's a letter. I just want to say thank you for that talk, and I'm like, I'm giving you my notice, like I'm
Nice.
business. And at that point, for me, I was a very, I already knew people and everyone here, like, pretty much all of the city of Lompoc, like, the business owners, everyone out there, you know them really good. And I was like, yeah, 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 we could make it happen. So for me, from the very first time when I came, I applied to the auto glass here in Lompoc, and then I applied to one in Santa Maria. And that was a bigger city. It's a company called Apex Auto Glass. And Apex was like, they knew I came from LA, they knew everything. So they knew the gimmicks of the situation. He was like, nah, we won't offer you a job, dude. But in a good way, I didn't feel that bad vibe from them. I felt that they believed that I was gonna start a business and I was gonna take over, And so we became friends. But yeah, they were more like, yeah, you're gonna, yeah, we don't want you in our, here because we know what your mindset is. We know you're probably gonna know people and you're just gonna jump on your own ship, So we rather
Hmm.
just be friends and leave it like that. Um, so with that being said, took I that time I took the time to be like, you know what? I still didn't know about Auto Glass Week. So in 2016. So that day, that's when I got into it. I'm like, I want to do business different now,
Hmm.
So at that point, I went online and I'm like, auto glass, what is there for auto glass? what are auto glass certifications, auto glass this, auto glass that. And then I saw Auto Glass Week in
Mm-hmm.
San Antonio. And I was like, what is this thing? Like, this is actually a whole week for auto glass. Like, and I saw the like classes and everything. And I was like, I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is the only thing that's national that's out there for auto glass where I'm like, I want to go. I need to go. It's not like I want to go. It's like I need to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like I need to be there. Like I want to be the best, so I want to go and be with the best. And at that point, everything changed, man. The coolest thing was that whereas I was just fresh as a Valley Auto Glass, I put it out there, and then I go out to San Antonio, and I see Apex Auto Glass, and they see me,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Gio, you're what the hell?" And I was like, "Yeah, bro." Like he was like, "Dog, you're here." Like what? Like that for them. I thought it was just for them. I thought they were gonna kind of take it as like, like, oh dang, like but no, they were my biggest competitors here, and they still are. But in Auto Glass Week, we're best friends, man.
Yeah.
We help each other out. They literally took me under their wing because they saw me there and they saw that I wanted to be quality over quantity. And honestly, they were like, dude, we're gonna go out eat. We're gonna go out to eat right here. I want you to be right there with us. I want you to go out and eat and take. So at those points, we started just making every, those meetings of like, hey, where you at in Valley Auto Glass? Where you at in this? And they would just groom me out. I love that they actually took me under their wing and was like, hey, like, so this is what you should do next, man. Like, go talk to this or do that or do this. And for me, it was just like, man, that is the coolest thing ever, dude. Like knowing that my biggest competitor is like literally taking me under their wings to be the best
Mm-hmm.
at what all I could be. And for them to see me at Auto Glass Week, it was like, man, he's really serious about this. And because he's really serious, I want to take care of him. And the owners of Apex, man, I will forever cherish them because even up till now, we call each other out. They back me up, and they always kind of say like, "No, yeah, we know that Gio's doing it right. We know that he wants to do the best for his customers, and we back him up." And that right there alone is just like, wow. And my
Yeah.
wife was just like, wow, like that's crazy. Like we're not used to being in LA. We weren't used to that competitive. You see a competitor, and it was like almost a gang sign, man. Like, like doing here, bro. Like it was like everyone to themselves, and here in the Central Coast, no, there's those people that go into Auto Glass Week, and there's like we're in the Central Coast, California. We're based out of like Lompoc, Santa Maria, San Luis Obispo, Atascadero, and all these and every city has like like JJB, from Lee
Mm-hmm.
Swindell,
Yeah,
like
Elise went down. Yep. Yep.
yeah.
I
So
know.
he,
Yeah.
and then there's Mike from Slow Auto Glass, that
Mm-hmm.
he people competing a lot. And then there's Apex and me, and we all just join out there, man. And we're a big family out there over there. Here we're competitive but in Auto Glass Week, we're just like taking tips from each other, like trying to take care of each other. We see our families while hanging around together. And it's a whole different vibe where we're like, hey, we're taking care of the Central Coast, man, because we're
Mm-hmm.
here and we want to be the good and the best into the next level. And for me, that was just like a eye opener where
Yeah.
it just opened everything up for me.
That's awesome. And thank you to Gio Papa for planting the seed of passion and, just experience to the world that, you came back to. And then kudos to you for taking that and running with it once you learned that there was this other, because there are a lot of technicians that have learned that other world
Yes.
that then they still go with what they're going with because they're like, oh, that's a waste of time. That doesn't do me any good. That doesn't benefit me in the long run. What I'm doing is working. This is fine. I do 20 jobs a day. I'm in and out of there in 20 minutes. My
Uh,
customer, my customer is just, all over the place. And you need to go, bro, because you're getting blown up pretty crazy. You good?
Yeah, no, 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 no. Let me see, because this is weird. I don't know why this thing's Yeah, there you go. There. No, I'm good. It's just
Okay.
no, because this is connected to my wife's phone. She's getting
Okay,
blown
yeah,
up.
cause
It's
yeah,
crazy.
cause like it's like getting blown up. I'm like, oh God, do you need to go? Because I know you're
Nah,
running a
nah, nah,
business, and I don't want to hold you
nah,
up. But
nah. It's early. It's too early. People don't be talking to me around this time.
I gotcha. Yeah, because it's early here, so I know it's really early out west. But you know that power connection, and then instead of taking the road of I'm already doing it like this. This is what I know. This is what is kind of working, and this is the standard that I'm used to, and the standard because people don't want to get out of their comfort zone of their standard. Like, oh, this
Yeah.
is. But kudos to you for taking that, seeing there was another light, and then just growing it. I do like your approach of the community. You took a position somewhere else to learn the community. So that way you were immersed and you had a lot of people, you know, that you could turn to right away. And then your boss being one of them and guiding you like that. And then Apex. And you guys developed this, competitive family that, it's almost like a family where like you love to compete against them, but you want the best for them at the same time. Like
Yeah.
like say you're
Yeah.
playing baseball against your brother or basketball against your brother. You want to beat them, but you also want them to do good at the same time. So, you see that, and that's super cool. The one thing like I watched you this year with competing that like was so like fun for me was how well you flow around the vehicle.
Yeah.
You had your canter with your proctor or your customer, and that was good. But then you flow so well. You could tell that you're seasoned with everything from putting your covers on to taking the cow off to cutting the glass out to prepping the glass. How long did that take you?
Yes, man. It took me years, man. Every year, it took me years, honestly. It didn't take me just like overnight to just get to this level. It took me me seeing videos, me understanding. Honestly, from that time I went to Auto Glass Week, I took it serious, man, where I was like, you know what? How much is this tool gonna save me? Like
Hmm.
to do a good job and yet it's still saving me time. It's not, yeah, it's about the time and everything, but it wasn't just about like, okay, I'm just gonna tear this thing up and try to make it fast. It's like, no, I have this tool that I've learned to grab and understand, and then I grab this situation, this. So I grab every time I go with the intention of like is this job gonna provide, is it gonna do what it's gonna do, and it's gonna save me more time. So I invested a lot of things in tools and and stuff like that, where I didn't just use those tools or whatever that, whatever people sold or whatever you could get at migrant, or stuff like that. That's what basically everyone is, like in LA, that's where everyone is, like whatever migrant has and Harbor Freight has. That's what you get on, and that's what we're gonna learn with. And for me, it was like, no, like going into this, you know, other people's inventions and creations, WRD and all those things, where it's like, man, like that's cool, like like that's how you use that machine. That's how you use this. So using it in a proper way, but using it more like in a way that is gonna help the job a lot better and definitely be cleaner. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
being my time competing there, honestly, I was pretty, I was flowing, I was nervous as hell, dude. Trust me, dude. I'm
Oh,
super nervous, bro. Like I know, like I look back right now and I'm like, dang, like I could have done a lot better. Like
yeah, but
I
from
could have
looking,
so much.
yeah, but looking from the outside as a spectator and watching you, you composed yourself very well. Obviously, we everybody knows everybody's nervous, especially your what you're doing on the stage. You're doing it, and like, but for you, you look cool, calm, composed. I love, like I said, I love the way you flow. I love the way that your tools were
Yeah,
working. Now I do like what you said there with because of the way that the tools are helping us nowadays. That the tooling companies have had to step their game up. But that also means that we had to step our game up to learning these tools because there's not many tools out there with training. They just give it to you and you got to figure it out. someone else's
Yes, yes,
video, or someone else's this, or someone else is taking the time to, to work on that and to figure it out. And for me, that training on that tool, if you release a new tool, be prepared to release training that is easy to find. Like WRD has some videos, but my goodness, they're hard to find. Like from them,
they are hard to
um,
find for sure.
great tool company. Love their tools. Have plenty of their tools. But if you're going to invent and work on a tool, make the training easy to find. Because for me, it's like one of the sayings that I kind of mantras I have is, you know, don't let your routine affect your efficiency. Make your
Yeah,
efficiency
that's one
affect
of the
your
things.
routine.
Yes,
If you
yes,
know how to use the tool because you've been trained on it, it becomes seamless into your routine. So it doesn't add any time, like everyone's like, oh, how much time does it add you to use the wire tool? None. I can do it just as fast as a cold knife and extractor. Um,
exactly.
because the extractor you're going to do a lot more damage with if you're going fast. If you're not taking your time and becoming a surgeon and same with a cold knife. If you're getting in there and you're ripping it, okay, yeah, you might be faster, but
You could, yeah,
you're
you could
nicking
remove the
here.
glass. Hmm.
Yeah, you're nicking here, you're nicking there. But with the wire tool, as long as I make sure that I'm not cutting the bottom pinch weld off or
It could
catching
be
a
like
hanger, yeah, or catching a hanger,
exactly.
then I'm actually just as efficient because I don't have as much of the cleanup. I don't have to worry about as much of the scratches. But then it's like, oh, well, putting your covers on, that's an extra 5 minutes. Not if it's in my routine and I've worked it in there. That same 45-minute job with doing all these steps is the same as your 45-minute job not doing these
Hey,
because I've
yup.
worked it in my routine. You can't be walking back and forth in front of the car looking for a tool. You got to know where it's at.
Yes.
You got to invest in your routine, man. You can't be, like I
Yeah,
said,
that's the big.
going back to the forth to the van 15 times because you grabbed the wrong tool or whatever. And instead of being exactly set up where it needs to be, yeah. So that's right there is tooling companies. If you're going to release a tool, release a training video along with it and make it easy to find. The person that buys it, if they buy it from Migrant, IGC, Pilkington, PGW, from you direct, make sure they have a link to get to for that training. I'm sorry, but that's just my way I feel on it.
No, yeah, yeah, and it is true. That's something that honestly, that's I don't know if they do it now or they might, but that's honestly that's something that I do praise. Equalizer, when they send like they send their tool and then they send a DVD with it, of like the
Well, it's
training
easy.
with
It's
errors and
easy.
everything.
Yes, it's easy to find, and it makes it nice. And that's one thing. Like I just got like a few months ago, back in February, I got the new Frog tool from Jacques Navant, Frog It Out,
But
and
yeah,
it comes with personalized training. Like
video, yeah,
yeah,
that's awesome.
well, it comes with like a video, but it also comes with Jacques talking you through it, like literally
That's even
walking you
better.
through it. Like it's a
Yeah,
Jacques or one of his employees. They do like a video, feed, and then you have the training, and then they have if they release something new, it comes out the tool, they'll get it to you or whatever. And the same like you said with Equalizer, it came with a little DVD. Now, if you didn't take the time to watch that, that's on
yeah,
you because
that's
they're
on you
providing it.
exactly.
They're
Yes,
providing it, and it's your job
yes.
to educate yourself if the information's available. Information's available, educate yourself, whether it's from the Auto Glass Safety Council, whether it's from out there in the OE world, whether it's a tool manufacturer, whether if the information's available to you and easily available to you, you need to educate yourself. There's no reason not to. If you're doing that, you're choosing ignorance. But
Yes, yeah, exactly.
make it easy for me to get that information, and I'm going to use it. So that's my little rant on that. But I do like the fact that you were so smooth and you knew your equipment, you knew where everything was. Because, like I said, there's nothing worse than, my God, there's a damn fly in here. It's pissing me
Oh
off.
man, all these
It,
flies.
pissing me off, dude. Like, I'm
Yeah.
just like,
It's
dude,
all,
I'm in
especially
my,
when it's just one messing with you, man.
yeah, I'm like, I'm in my fucking studio, dude. Like, I got, what the hell? Anyways, how the hell did you get in here, anyways? It's cold outside. What the heck? But,
Yeah.
whoop, rant, squirrel brain. Sorry about that. But, like, it says something for your craftsmanship because of the fact that you were so boom, 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 boom. It definitely showed you invested your time and you impressed a lot of people, and you definitely impressed me. We've known each other for a few years through Auto Glass Week and stuff like that. But this is the first time I got to see you install other than your Instagram. And this is the first, and people can put on a good show on Instagram, but this was the first time that I actually saw you install and perform a job, and you could tell this wasn't out of your routine. I feel bad for the people that show up that add stuff like the week before or a day before because they
Yeah,
realize they're lacking, or they're in the second heat and they see people doing what they're doing the first heat, so they decide to change everything they've been practicing up at this point. It's like, no, 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 no,
keep
no,
it.
no. Keep what you're doing, because just because they're doing something different doesn't mean it's better. It just means it's what they're doing different. You do you, and then see where you fall, and then decide what you have to add to your routine the following year. Or maybe you don't have to add anything. Maybe what you do was better than what they did it, kind of thing. But I heard a couple people that were in the second day heat when I was walking around the first heats, and he was like, "Oh man, I'm not doing that." And I need, I think I need to add that. I think I need to add that. And I'm just sitting there like, no, no, you don't. No, you don't. And I walked up and I'm like, dude, do you, do you, do you, do you. So anyways, that's my little rant there. But we're, dude, this has been so much fun. We're at 40 minutes and I like to keep it between 45 and 50 minutes. This has been
Yeah,
so much
man.
fun. I felt like I got to know you even better. So that was cool. This is cool. But before we touch on that, and before we leave, I mean, let's touch on real quick. You're a super good family man. You're in the community. You're part of our family in the auto glass community and everything. What is one thing about Geo you want everyone to know that they don't already know?
That they don't already know is that I am a big so one of them is maybe that I do follow I'm very I follow God a lot, that's my number one priority. Like I have three priorities in life, and that's God first, family second, and my job is third, my business is third. But none of this, the second and third would be without me first talking with God and him putting it in my heart. And once he puts things in my heart, there's no one else that could take it. I've learned that the hard way, the good way, because the devil does use your most loved ones to just tear you apart, and you just gotta understand and not take it personal. Not take things personal, because at that moment something could happen, and just not take it I don't take things personal in a way where if I already spoke to God about my plans, and my mom is trying to like be like, no, you don't have to follow that. I know that it's not my mom. Like I know that it's someone whispering in her ear, to let it to tell me. So it's just, and I just want to know that it's not a war against people. It's a war. It's a spiritual war, and being that way, you gotta have God first. You gotta have his vision. And once he puts that vision in your heart, and you could put it out to light, know that people are gonna want to, the most loved ones are gonna want to tear it down through, like, through ways where you're gonna be like, man, that I know that's not my brother telling me that. I know that's, like, I still love you, bro. Like, I'm not gonna stop talking to you because you told me that. Because I know at that moment it wasn't you. It was the devil just talking in their ears to let me know that, hey, like, if I use maybe your mom to tell you this, like, you might not do it. Don't, you might not just use that. If you use your wife, your wife could tell you something, and it's like, so me personally, was God telling me, read your Bible, read the Bible, understand it, as learn from it, just because the world is it's full of people, and these people are, some of them are really good at getting controlled by the devil, and some of them are really good at getting controlled by God. But if you see it as a spiritual warfare, understand that you won't take anything personal. If anything, you're just gonna be okay with it and be like, oh man, like, this is crazy. Like, my mom is telling me this, and I just gotta tell my mom, like, no, I gotta do it, and that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
And,
I gotta do it.
I gotta take that step. I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Like, like me, when I talked to my boss at the Chevy dealership, and my son was going through this whole situation where, like, he needed good care, he needed good doctors, he needed good insurance, he needed all this stuff, and I had it all through them. And me quitting at that prime moment, man. You know how many people I put on my back for that? Woo!
Oh
That's
yeah, that seeds of doubt. The seeds of doubt. They started
like,
sprinkling those seeds of doubt before
oh,
they take root and grow.
like they were like, "You're quitting your job? Like, you even love your family?" Like,
Oh, they
like,
hit you
I
with
was like,
that.
"Oh, man, trust me, dude." It was like so many things that I was just like, "Nah, God is gonna provide, man. God is gonna provide." And because I took that, I took the step of like my family first, God, and then family, and then work, and then that's when I put my priorities straight. When people say get your priorities straight, that's my priorities. That I was like, God first. When I talk and I make crazy decisions, even before my wife, I make sure I sit in the room alone. I write my pros and cons. I put them on the on the Lord's hands, and if it's something that He opens up the door right away, man, I step in and I don't look back no more, man. And I'm like, no matter what, telling my wife that I'm like, hey, I quit my job in the most scariest moment ever. It was one of the craziest things ever to know that my wife was like, well, like like let's go,
Let's do it. We walking this
let's
path together, and that
yeah.
says something
She
for your
backed me up,
marriage and
and
your
that
yeah. It
moment she
says
backed
something.
me up. I told her we prayed about it before, and she was like, let's do it, and that for me was a door opening where I was like, if my girl is right there, right, by me, then that's all I need, me and my girl, and that's it. My mom, my parents, anyone is just out of the question, at that moment where it's like, they're gonna, or her parents were like, what, you're quitting your job,
Yeah, yeah.
and
The
how you're gonna
in-laws.
provide for my daughter and this and that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You guys are a team, and that says something for your marriage. And congratulations on having
Yeah,
a rock
so
solid
get your
friendship
priorities
and a
straight.
rock
Yeah,
solid marriage. Yeah, that's
and
congratulations. That's big time.
yeah, man. So that was one of the biggest things, just to know that I do put them out first, and I don't take anything personal at all. Like I make sure that we all love each other, we all like care for each other, and a single moment is not gonna change everything, and
Hmm.
definitely at all, not even politics, not religion, none of that, man. It's all love. It's all just trying to help someone succeed, be better at themselves, be the better version. Hopefully that with me they could learn, they could be a better version of themselves. Um, if I could teach them just a little bit, just to become better, that for me is it's the best thing out there. So
Awesome. That was well said, and thank you for making our show better by coming on and spreading your wisdom to everybody that listens.
God bless.
This is yeah. This has been great, and I
Yeah,
thank you and everybody. Hope you enjoyed the show. Geo, Valley Auto Glass, Instagram, Facebook. I'm sure you do TikTok. I need to get on TikTok, man. Like everybody's
I
telling
don't
me,
do TikTok, man. I
neither
do
do
need to
I.
get on TikTok.
Yeah,
Yes,
everybody's
I don't.
like, oh, for your show, you need to get on TikTok. It's going to help the show. And like, I'm not on TikTok yet with the show, and I'm like, I need to. But
Yeah.
anyways, Facebook and Instagram for sure. Is there any other ones? Just those two?
Yeah, just those two. I'm not that much of a social media guy. I just kind of post my work and this and that, and I kind of just like post it and forget about it, and hopefully that
Yeah,
it helps somebody out. And
yeah,
hope and just kind of try to get into comments and try to help people out, and just like with me, I don't try to like if I see someone that needs help or something, I don't try to put it out there. I just literally message them privately. I'm like, hey,
yeah,
this is
yeah. Same here. Yeah, same here. Like I'll message I'll message people privately because I understand sometimes putting it out there is scary, and because of the fact that you can get trolled. A lot of the industry doesn't troll people, but a lot of you still can, and
yeah.
so it is scary. So if someone does put something out there, and sometimes I will respond in the comments, but most of the times I'll just direct
Yeah,
message
I'll
them.
respond to the comments on the very just nice little generic,
No,
but
and
the real answer you'll get it through a message and be like, hey man, this is how it is. This is what you should do. This is the whole situation. Give me a call if you need it, if you need help, whatever. I got you,
mhm,
dude. Like, but that way they know like it's on the personal level. I'm there for you,
yeah.
and I want to be there for you. So
And we need more people that are putting out the social media posts that are for our customers to watch that is actually of doing the job correctly. Because the people that get clicks right now is like that damn Otis guy that is
Yeah.
like I've seen his work. He does good work at times. Like I really have. He's like he's running a V bead. He's making sure he has gloves on. He's using a setting tool. He's cutting it out with the bat. And then you see him and he's hitting the bong and running a round bead and then no gloves and just hacking it up like and the wipers are stood up. And it's like I get it. You're doing it for clicks. You're a rebel. You're but to me, if you have a site that can point people, especially the general public that don't know about what we do and how important it is, you can point them to a site like yours that it's like, hey, this is how it's done correctly. Go check out Gio's page. This person here is doing this for the drama and the back and forth and the clicks and because he knows people are going to slam him, so it's going to get him as many comments as
Yeah,
possible.
the
So
algorithm and all
and
that
look,
stuff.
I just called his name out and on our show, and like I'm sure he's a great person. I'm sure he's cool to be around. I'm sure he really does care about this industry, but he also cares about those clicks and that clickbait and that likes and the comments that get the drama fueled. So, Otis, I know you don't listen to our show, but if you do, I'd be more than happy to have a conversation with you about it, but I'm not going to say that what you're doing out there is cool because it's not. I do like the work you put out there when you do it correctly, because you'll get those snidbits of him. And there I am talking about him. So I'm actually buying into the propaganda of what he's doing is so. But anyways, Gio, your site and site like yours, everybody point your customers to your Instagrams where you're doing the job correctly so the public gets a better understanding of
Yeah,
what
so you
a
could
job looks like.
yeah, so you can look me up at Valley Auto Glass on Facebook, Valley Auto Glass on Instagram. You could go to valleyautoglass.net to hear our story. That's our website. So definitely three things, or you could just instant message me and I will be more than happy to tell you my story.
All right. And that's that, everybody. Peace. Hang on, Gio. Do not hang up yet. And thanks again.